Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another movie review. And today I'm going to be talking about a documentary I checked out called American Anarchist. Interesting topic for a documentary. I never really knew anything about it. I've heard about it briefly, the book, but I never knew anything about it. I think I've only heard about it, well, probably because I watched Bowling with Columbine before. I remember hearing about it in there briefly. I don't remember how much they talked about it, but I think only Michael Moore mentioned it like briefly, or it was just a comment because they showed a clip in this movie from Bowling for Columbine. Um, and is that kind of an Inception kind of thing? I wonder. Um, anyways, but the book is basically so this. If you don't know what the Anarchist Cookbook is, it's basically a book for making bombs, explosive weapons, things like that. Basically, from military books that were in the library of you know was in New York or California. It was in New York or California. This guy was 19 years old in the early 70s, and a little bit before he was 19, he started doing this research and writing and making notes and stuff like that about all these, explosives and bombs and how to make them, all from these military books that were in the library. And he explained in the documentary, these books were not locked up. They were not, they were everywhere for anybody to see. There was no like librarian nearby. It was in a dark place. It was just in a library, wherever, mixed in with other books, resources, and stuff like that. And he basically just took the information and compiled it into one book. That's a problem because it does show you how to tell you how to make bombs and smoke bombs and things like that, and everything you can think of that would be harmful, if you were a terrorist or something like that. So this book has helped a lot of people do a lot of damage in American history since its inception in the early 70s. I don't remember exactly it came out. You know this is about the documentary. I'm not going to give you exact dates and things like that. If you're looking for that, this is definitely not the right channel for you. Um, this is more about the documentary. The documentary was really, really good. It told a good story. He told about how he has changed his life since then and how he's become a different man. And he was quite a different young fellow before he became who he is today. And it goes into great detail about um, how he thinks. And here's the thing, I think this documentary, near the end, you can kind of start to tell that the director was probably dropping it, hey, at the end of this movie, or at the end of this documentary, why don't you act like you're reaching out to people to try and, help undo maybe some damage you have done. And you can tell, like, because he keeps asking, like, what do you want me to say? Are you looking for an answer? He actually says this in the documentary, like, are you looking for a specific answer from me because you're looking at me like you want me to say something different? And when he says that, then in the movie kind of happens and stuff like that, and you kind of wonder, like, they were probably doing that because they talked about maybe talking to someone at the White House about getting the book removed from publication and, for it not to be out in the public anymore. Um, and it's something that's easily could be done. I mean, really, be honest. Yeah, you're gonna have people with random books on the market, but if someone were to say, if Donald Trump came on TV and said, hey, if you turn in this book to your local library, we, we'll pay you, we'll pay the libraries, you know, we'll pay the libraries like $150 per book um, that they get, and we'll give you $100, and the library will get reimbursed. And this will all be through, the government, or like that. If that was told, digital sales were shut down of this book, and it was no longer sold digitally. Anybody found selling the book online, publicly, or anything, like you could not sell that book anymore. If you got caught selling this book, it would be like a $250,000 fine. Do it. You could get this book off the streets, off the world, off anything. And if you were outside the U.S. and if you found this book, send it to America um, and send it directly to this address that you can find at whitehouse.gov or whatever the website is. There will be an address where you can go, and it will be on the front page You can go there. You can ship it to us if you find a copy of this book. There you go. They couldn't really do anything about overseas, like probably people selling the book, but he could say in America, if you're caught selling this book, you will be fined $250,000. And cops could literally arrest you on the spot. And until that bond is made, they could put you in jail. If they did that, I mean, that's what they would have to do. And this movie kind of points a little bit at that, like maybe them trying to help or want to, go and speak places and things like that, talk about the damage that this book has done. It's a good documentary. It gets you thinking, like, wow, this book has really done a lot of damage. And maybe if this book wasn't around, some people wouldn't have been able to do the things that they did. Um, so yeah, it gets you really thinking about you know, uh, what would happen if this book would never been around? Would the things still happen? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's other books out there that has the same information, but they would have to probably look harder to find the information. If I want to make a bomb, I probably would have to go somewhere else. I'd have to go to the library and hunt through a billion books instead of just knowing what exact book to look for. Because somebody bombed somebody in 75, you can go and look at what their story is, how they found out how to make that. Then they can find the book at the library. I'm sure the Anarchist Cookbook came up and they looked for it and then they did it. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I felt kind of odd, like looking for an image of the guy that made it because, like, I'm probably flagged now. They're probably like my IP address. Somebody's probably going to show up at my door. Whoa! Just doing a documentary review, okay? Calm down, people. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this review. It's on Netflix right now. American Anarchist. It's only, I think, like an hour and a half long, so it's not that long. Interesting topic. It talks about his history, how he grew up, and everything like that. It's kind of interesting. You go there to learn about the book and what exactly it was, and then you kind of you get brought in by this guy that wrote the book, and you kind of learn more about him. And he has an interesting story, what he went through, why did he do it. You learn that, and he's not any different than us. That's the thing about this. It's crazy. He just had, I guess, kind of disgruntled with society. That's why he basically wrote the book. But you can hear all about that, the documentary, over on Netflix. You check that out. I don't know if it's available anywhere else. I'm sure you can buy it on DVD somewhere, if not on streaming somewhere. But it's available on Netflix if you want to watch it. Go over there, check out the American Anarchist on the Netflix, and come back here. Let me know what you think about it down below in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. Share as well. And you know what? Keep rocking and keep on watching documentaries. Later, guys.